First of all, I'd like to applaud you for taking the first step here, all right, to my sharing session. Okay, I promise you, you're going to learn so much today, and I hope that you can apply whatever you learn to your own property journey. All right, so without further ado, let me start. Today, you're going to learn how to retire 5 to 10 years earlier with 6 to 7 figures capital gains from the property market every 3 to 5 years using my proven framework. Okay, and without taking unnecessary risks and downgrading your retirement lifestyle. My name is Brandon Cheong, and I'm a property wealth strategist. I help busy professional homeowners like you achieve your financial goals through real estate so you live the lifestyle that you desire and deserve. Here are some of my humble achievements and only can be performed and done because of my trusted esteemed clients. Winston is one of them. He's a retired engineer. His property portfolio actually grew $1.5 million in just 3 years. Glenn and Winnie, they are first-time homeowners, they are educators and lawyers respectively. Their property portfolio grew $1.6 million in 3 years. KL and Joyce are CIO and CFO respectively, high position, high flyers in the company. They came to me and we helped them to actually grow from $800K to $3 million in 3 years. So in this short video, I'd like to share with you what I've learned and how I use my own property as a vehicle to achieve my financial goals, like how I help my clients. So you can actually use the same method and same ways. And let's go. Here are my 3 secrets. But before that, here's a quick backstory about myself, if I may actually share with you. May I have your permission, please? Okay, thank you. Okay, so I came from a very humble family. So even in primary school, I had to get hand-me-downs, textbooks, and even uniform. Back then, I felt that it was so embarrassing. Okay, I was scouted. I was good at sports, so at a very young age, I trained and became a national athlete. Okay, and I also hold leadership positions such as team captain and also coaching positions. And in 2013, 2015 was one of the proudest moments whereby we won the SEA Games gold medal for Singapore. My background is in accounting. I was in NTU, and I spent 8 years as auditor in the Big Four and in the commercial world. Okay, my desire is to achieve financial freedom and never feel poor again. And that was where I used my hard-earned money to actually invest in stocks and small businesses. Okay, but it seems like it's a huge struggle to actually achieve financial wealth, building wealth. Okay, that was when I met my mentor. Right, he showed me how that real estate in Singapore can actually work, and that was where I actually figured out the puzzle. I had the formula already. All right, and this is a very quick recap of why people are still stuck, all right, in the old ways whereby they keep their own property and buy multiple properties. But this is not really possible today unless you have good planning because of the additional buyer stamp duty. You need to basically sell your property and unlock the funds to buy bigger properties to make higher capital growth. Okay, in the past, we only talk about location, but today we focus on government planning area whereby billions of dollars are being poured into the government, by the government, sorry. And at the same time, a lot of us are skeptical about real estate because we lack the real estate knowledge. But actually, with data-driven decision making these days, it's going to be much easier to actually make decisions for real estate. This is my own property portfolio. I had a BTO at worth $500,000 in 2017. Okay, I managed to upgrade it together with my wife for $2 million property in 2022. Okay, I 4 times my property portfolio in a short period of time. Now, here are my discoveries and 3 secrets, and all these are backed up by square foot data. So, secret number 1, identify the opportunities. Learn to unlock your own property as a powerful weapon to reach your financial goals. Okay, so the best time to plant a tree was actually 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Okay, many of us procrastinate when it comes to learning about real estate. Okay, now using it the simple way because success actually leaves clues. Okay, so if you do not know, learn from somebody who has already been there, done that. Okay, in this case, I was very fortunate to learn from my mentor, and I got to know one of the early investor, Winston. All right, he is a true inspiration figure because back then in 1987, he shared his story whereby he actually purchased a BTO at $150,000. He went on to sell it and use it as a down payment for a condominium in 1999. Okay, he purchased it at $1 million price tag, and just about 10 years later, he purchased his second property. at another $1 million. So his total net worth is about 2 million at that point in time. Okay, when we met in 2021, he actually had two properties worth about $3.5 million. Okay, we discussed and we realized that his portfolio needs restructuring because he wasn't doing so well. Okay, in today, just within 3 years, we managed to hit the $1.5 million gain that it took him almost 15 years to do it. Okay, and today he's very happy, right? Because his property actually grew 33 times in 37 years. Okay, he's happily retired using staying in one of the new launches, and at the same time using another property as a passive income, right, to supplement his retirement lifestyle along with his family. Inspired by him, my property POP in 2017, and by the time MOP 5 years later, it was actually worth 300K more. Okay, so can you see that this is something whereby out of nowhere you just have to buy and then you have to wait. And then the only thing is that right now you have to learn to unlock this. Okay, so why unlocking it? Because we need to avoid paying the hefty additional buyer stamp duty. And that was the hardest part because I was actually staying 3.5 minutes away from the MRT station, and my property was actually 3 stops from town. Okay, it was so difficult for me to do it. Okay, but if you do not learn how to let go, you will not be able to progress to a further hike. Okay, and that was where instead of thinking that, oh, what a waste that we do not have the property anymore, we were rewarded. We were rewarded with a bigger property that is going to continue to grow. Okay, and that is my lovely wife. We made a decision together and then went on to ballot and we got a unit that we wanted. Moving on to secret 2, learn how to navigate and find hidden gems using my top 5 measurable matrix. Success isn't just about luck, it's about following the right map to the treasure. And this is so important because in this chapter, I'm going to share with you, right, that you can actually find the treasure map and it is actually readily available. So, urban transformation is actually a new way of looking into areas where you will find growth property. All right, the OAs are actually looking at location only. So this actually highlights the key growth area where the government has already planned in the next 10 to 20 years that they are going to plant more and more money, in fact, billions or even millions of dollars in this area. So number one is relocating of existing assets. So typically it's about 15 to 20 years, and this is something whereby you hear, right, the government you bring the ports, right, all the way from the Greater Southern Waterfront to Tuas. New township, such as Bidadari, which is a very, very successful transformation right now. You can see that the BTOs right now there are actually hovering at over millions of dollars, right? And business centers such as the Silicon Valley of Singapore, right, which is a rural one-off, right? You will see that investors are always flocking there to actually put their money and make their investments. Typically, it is about 5 to 15 years to manifest. And we also have the rejuvenating of existing infrastructure, right? And this is where government actually upgrading or introducing new ways into mature estates. Typically, this takes about 3 to 8 years to manifest. So depending on your horizon, this is where you actually look into the different zone. Now, I color coded it and went to URU website and extracted this treasure map, okay, and I put it in this format. So if you are ready to actually look into growth property, these are the areas that you want to look at. Okay, and these are some of the case studies which I will be showing you, whereby I compare whether buying into an urban transformation area versus a non-urban transformation area. Okay, and we see how the result looks like. This is Penrose. It is located at 5 minutes walk to Algini MRT. 566 units. It's a 99 years project launched in 2020. Okay, and we have Ilwa Hills Residence, which is at River Valley, 540 units, 99 years old leasehold property launched in 2021. It is just a couple of minutes walk to Great World City. Now, Paya Lebar is actually in part of the urban transformation zone, and let's have a look at how the results fare. Okay, in today's market, you can see that it's 2024, and here also 2024. You can see that there are a total of 64 transactions already made. So what it means is that if you have purchased into an urban transformation area, right, you will see that the gains are already $500,000 in just 4 years, as compared to Well Hills. Okay, with the same amount of money that you invested in this place, you will be getting back $200,000 for a 2-bedroom. Next one will be Claremont, okay, which is a 566 unit, 99 years old leasehold project, launched in 2020 versus Verticals, which is at Balestier. Okay, now Verticals is a very special one because it's a freehold project, 162 unit, launched in 2020. Okay, let's take a look whereby Claremont is actually located just beside the Dover Knowledge District and also good schools, whereas Verticals is not within any of this. You can see from the results that the profitable transaction within 3.5 years, we see a $400,000 gain, right, by investors who actually purchase these. Okay, and some of them even went to get $600,000. Okay, as compared to Verticals, all right, who only have one transaction. Okay, so in this case, what you want to see is that you want to see that the property do have transaction volume, and because transaction volume equals to growth. And this is something that is so important because in today's terms, we have data to actually back up our hypotheses, right? So you want to see properties that have good data, good track records. Okay, so this leads me to my 5 key matrices, which you would like to follow. Okay, number 1, URA, urban transformation plan. New lands act as a price catalyst in this area. Okay, and you also like to purchase in this area because of the potential growth in this area. This area are areas whereby there will be runway whereby the government, okay, will inject new land sales, and that will act as a new benchmark. Evergreen points such as upcoming MRT or even staying nearby MRT is going to boost your property price because Singapore is all about convenience. Another evergreen will be the primary schools and international schools being nearby. Okay, and investors also like to purchase just within or rather near to business park. And you'll see that rental yields are really good in this area. If you are going to purchase a resale property, you have to be careful of the 15-year-old lifespans of property. So these are also exceptional rule, but I will not be covering today. All right. And if you are looking to development size, all right, anything that's within 300 units and above, right, is a go. Right. Anything is below, you have to be a little bit more careful. Okay. So because transaction volume, as you can see, will equals to capital growth. Now, application wise, okay, what we did was that after you learn this, we actually applied this for Winston's case, and we actually used a real corridor. So where the real corridor is actually at Hillview area. Okay, so this whole area will be the sleepy town of Hillview. Now, right on my left is actually the street directory. On my right is actually the master plan. Right. So I'm going to share with you how to read this master plan. So this is actually Dairy Farm, which is the pinkish color. It's actually a 460 units, 99-year leasehold property completed in 2024. Okay, this actually bought a 4-bedroom at 1335 square feet. Now, the one in pinkish is actually a first-story commercial, followed by residential on the top. And you can see that she's surrounded by actually beige color sites. So these beige color sites are actually full-fledged residential. It means that the government can actually allow developers to bid for the land to actually purchase and build properties in this area. And what happens you can see from here is that there are about 7 lands that are not yet purchased and built at that point in time. All right. And we also have a German school is just beside. So you learned earlier that having a school beside is going to be evergreen factor, right? And it was also about 10 minutes walk to the MRT station of Hillview. So just take note of this property called the Botany, which is UC. UC means for under construction. And what happened was that in this real corridor transformation, the launch price was actually 1,005, all right, when it launched in 2019. Now, Winston actually only entered, okay, 2 years later, price of $1,600 PSF. The Botany launched in 2023 at $2,000 per square foot. Okay, when that happened, price for Dairy Farm actually piggyback Botany and shift to 1,900. Okay, and this is based on true data whereby we actually extracted out, and you can see that the profit was actually $600,000 by his neighbor. So Winston actually gave me a call and said that, hey, you know what? Thank you very much for your recommendation. Right now, he has gained over $300 in terms of PSF, and that equates to about 400 over $1,000 gains. Okay. And having said so, I also applied this to my own purchase. All right, I chose the Tampines North. So this is draft master plan in 2019. All right, stating that Tampines North is going to be a next, it's going to be a next big thing. All right, so the urban transformation plan, you can, as you understand from the map, okay, these are five plots for new builds, okay, and then the upcoming train station. And we know that it's actually the Cross Island Line, and within 1 to 2 kilometers, there are good schools. This is a project that we bought into, tenant and 618 units, so it met all the 5 key matrix criteria. Okay, and why did I actually make it? Because of this blue land here. This blue part actually equates to the mixed environment, whereby in this case, we know that there is an MRT interchange, a bus interchange, and then with a commercial, and then with residential, which will be home to about 1,200 new homes. Right? It's going to be a mixed-use development that will start likely from $1,900 to $2,000. Okay, and back then we only purchased it at about, say, less than $1,400. So in the long run, we know that this will set as a new benchmark for us to climb. So this actually leads me to secret 3, which is learning how you can time your entry and exits and take massive actions without fear. Because many of times we are so worried about the entry price. What if you have an exit strategy to begin with? You know exactly when to actually exit. And this is why many of my clients chose to work with me. Okay. Winston, in this example, all right, purchased dairy farm at an entry price of 1,600 PSF. Okay. In fact, he purchased at the highest price among his neighbors. Okay, just because he entered the last. But we knew that the botany land was just about to be tendered. And the truth is that the botany actually launched at a much higher PSF, 2017. Okay. And that led to a major hike in terms of the pricing. Okay. And today, in 2024, his exit, which is first exit, when once his seller stamp duty is being obtained, he's able to exit at about $400,000 gain. Okay. Now, in the next couple of years, we're going to see more properties in this area launching. At the same time, there are remaining 7 plots of land to be tendered. That will be his next exit strategy. And then in 2032, you see the Cross Island Line appearing, and that was going to be a super major milestone, right? And that was where I shared with him that, you know what, keep the exit 4, we exit at third exit so that we leave some part of the meat to the next investor. Okay, how powerful do you think this will be? Because a lot of times, most of the clients or most of the people are so worried about this entry price, but they forget that once you enter into a good product, all you just need to do is to wait for the different exit points, right? Likewise, I'd like to share with you a story about my very own parents, okay, who's so skeptical about any form of investments. Even when the real estate market is doing good, they don't invest. Market is doing bad, they also don't invest. All right. So because of this mentality, it cascaded down to their children, right? And in fact, that's why when I met Winston and I met my mentor, I was so inspired by them. Okay. Because simply my parents were so worried about every single thing, the cooling measures, the market cycle, the crisis. Yes, the truth is that real estate goes up. All right. Anything that goes up will come down. Okay. So you just have to be careful. But because of their skeptical approach, they kept their HDB, all right, all the way to 2024. And that led them to a gain of about 700K. Yes, they're still owning it, 4.6x gain. Okay, but same time frame, right? Winston actually truly inspired me with the same starting point, but in today's terms, he is 33 times. He has 33 times. Can you imagine how much more $5 million compared to 700K, right, can do for a family and his next generation? Okay, simply inspiring. right? And that leads to me, right, in 2017 when I got my BTO, right? And the moment in MLP, I knew that I had to do something about it. And thank God that I met these wonderful people. Although I managed to full-time it, can I share with you that the actions were not easy at all? Because yes, after studying the market, after studying in terms of data, okay, and foresight, I knew that we had to make an action. And I saw the opportunity. Now the thing is that the down payment, okay, was not easy at all. Okay. And the truth of the matter fact is that I had to borrow money, all right, from my mom to actually finance, right? Because the unit that we wanted, okay, got snapped up and we had to settle for another bigger unit, okay, which was more expensive. And I thought that, you know, um, I prayed about it and I felt that God is leading us to a direction whereby this would be a decision made that's going to change our life because it's going to fast forward our life at least 10 years. Okay, so we make the decision, okay, and today it is life changing. Okay, so if you are okay stuck today in this area whereby you know that you have to do something about it but you do not do, okay, and this is what I urge you to do. Okay, whatever you learn today, you can actually apply to yourself. The real estate market is not difficult, but at the same time, it's not easy. Okay, or you can be like my mom, do nothing, and life goes on. Okay, it is a decision to be made. So, okay, or you can go with option C. You can take action. We can meet up and we can start planning together. Okay, that means you and me. All right. So the downside of this video is that this is actually a recording, and I cannot give you any recommendation, right, to help you achieve your goals without at least a call to understand you. Okay, so because you and me, we are all different. Your finance, your existing position, your goals, your needs, and your challenges will all play a part in making this work. So, what I like to do is I like to offer you a one-time opportunity right now to book a call with me, right, so that I can provide personalized solutions for you to achieve your very own results. Okay, so this will be a 90 minutes one-to-one solution call. And in this call, I will help you to discover your own property blueprint. Okay, this will include understanding your existing position, challenges, goals, a detailed financial prudency test in terms of your finance, and then a personalized step-by-step strategy by understanding your buying profile and also the season that you're in, okay, which I'll be going through with you in the next call. At the same time, we will share, okay, I will share with you what are the market opportunities that you can look for. And this will be a bonus for you that you don't want to miss out, okay? And I'll be doing this for you absolutely complimentary, okay? All you have to do is to fill out some information below, scan the QR code, okay? Now, because this is a one-to-one call, it's going to be limited. I may not be able to cater to everybody. So please fill in as much as you can so that I can determine whether or not we are a good fit that we can work together. All right. And these are some of the people who actually took massive actions. They met me. We went to the one-on-one consultation call, and today you can see the results they've actually obtained. Okay, so Winston and even Glendon and Winnie. All right. So this is something that you don't want to miss out. Okay, this will actually change your life. All right. And even if it doesn't change your life, at least you know where you are at this point in time. Okay. So I encourage you, scan the QR code again. All right. I'll see you there. Take care.